Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel for another video. Today I'm kind of doing something different, doing something new. It's not like trend-setting new because I actually got this idea from another booktuber, and I will leave her video in the description, and I cannot think of her name right now. I know her name is Emily. I can't think of her YouTube name, so I'll look for it on the screen. But we all have those big books that were like, they're like daunting, you know, it's like 500 plus pages. And so a lot of us tend to grab shorter ones because they're quicker, they're easier. But she challenged herself to randomly pick one large book a month and to read them. So I decided to follow in her shoes. And she has a cute little mug that she just picks out of once a month. And I'm only using 8 books today this year because there's only 8 months left. So I wish I had seen her video earlier, but I did not. So anyways, I'm going to show you guys my books, and then I'm going to draw the random title out of the cup I have, and that will be what I get to read this month. So let's go through the books. I have War in 2020 by Ralph Peters. It was written in 1991, and it's on the premise that the Soviet army is barely holding on to its last line of defenses, devastated by the Islamic and Soviet rebel forces supplied by the Japanese. Reeling from a deadly worldwide plague and defeat in Africa, the U.S. sends legendary Colonel George Taylor, commanding the 7th Cavalry, in a last-ditch effort to save the Soviets. Undetected by Japanese spy satellites, the squadrons race to strike a fatal blow on an untried weapon that is the last best hope in the U.S. arsenal. In this battle, fought by electronics and lasers, where killers never lock eyes, the Americans succeed overwhelmingly. But then the Japanese strike back with a weapon of a horrible, unimaginable... I just dropped my book. The Japanese have a horrible weapon as well, I guess. Since this was written in the early 90s, I feel like they probably had a much different picture of what 2020 would look like. And so that's what drew me to this book. I'm super intrigued to see what they thought would be going on in 2020. Another book is called The Forgotten Garden, and it's written by Kate Morton. And I've heard really good things about this author. I'm so excited to read this one. I actually just purchased this last night when I flipped through it, and I saw it was over 500 pages. It was between this book and another one of hers, and the other one was only like 400 something, so I got this one. And let's be real, I'll probably end up going back for the other one. A tiny girl is abandoned on a ship headed for Australia in 1913. She arrives completely alone with nothing but a small suitcase containing a few clothes and a single book, a beautiful volume of fairy tales. She is taken in by the dockmaster and his wife, who raised them as her own. On her 21st birthday, they tell her the truth, and with her sense of self shattered and very little to go on, Nell sets out to trace her real identity. Her quest leads her to Blackhurst Manor on the Cornish coast and the secrets of the doomed Mountrecket family, but it is not until her granddaughter, Cassandra, takes up the search after Nell's death that all the pieces of the puzzle are assembled. A spellbinding tale of mystery and self-discovery. The Forgotten Garden will take hold of your imagination and will never let go. So, I just love the way it sounds. I love the way it looks. It's beautiful. Then I also have Firefly Lane by Kristen Hanna. And this one is about 2 girls. One is Kate, and she's like the uncool, unpopular, like last person picked person in 8th grade. And then the cool girl who like everyone loves, wants to be with and hang out with, she moves across the street from Kate. During the summer, they become best friends and they vow to be friends forever. And so that happened in 1974, and then the story goes on for the next 3 decades. And they go through the ups and downs of friendship that we all go through. And then the last line says, until something tears them apart and puts their courage and friendship to the ultimate test. I also have Winter Solstice by Rosamunde Pilcher. Elfrida Phipps, once on the London stage and retired at 62, never anticipates going off with a man. But after a devastating tragedy, church organist Oscar Blundell asks for her companionship. So with her brown and white dog in tow, Elfrida begins her journey, not knowing that joining her and Oscar at a run-down Victorian house in Scotland will be a young woman nursing a broken heart, a teenager escaping an unhappy home, and a stranger arriving during a snowstorm. So all 5 of these misfits become friends. They wouldn't normally hang out, but obviously they're stuck in a house during a blizzard, so they become friends. Plus, the cover is beautiful. It's got kind of like a pearlescent sheen. Ooh. Next one is called The Bone Clocks. And I bought this one a couple months ago and I haven't read it yet, but I really need to. It is about our main character, Holly. She gets into a fight with her mom about her boyfriend, and so she leaves. It says, though, she is no typical teenage runaway. She was a sensitive child, and once contacted by voices she only knew as the radio people. Creepy, right? So her disappearance catches the attention of this evil group. Not only is her disappearance like a big deal, but it also says her lost weekend is merely the prelude to a shocking disappearance that leaves her family scarred. This unsolved mystery will echo through every decade of Holly's life, affecting all the people she loves, even the ones who are not yet born. That's pretty deep. Dean Koontz, From the Corner of His Eye. I did read this. I have read it before, but it's been, oh my gosh, like a really long time. When I was like 13, I was obsessed with Dean Koontz, even though if you were to ask me now if I would let my 13-year-old read Dean Koontz, actually I might. It depends. But Bartholomew Lampion was born in Bright Beach, California, on a day of tragedy and terror when the lives of everyone in his family are changed forever. Remarkable events accompany his birth, and everyone agrees that his unusual eyes are the most beautiful they have ever seen. On the same day, 1,000 miles away, a ruthless man learns that he has a mortal enemy named Bartholomew. He doesn't know who he is, but he embarks on a search that will become the purpose of his life. And in San Francisco, a girl is born, the result of a violent rape. Her survival is miraculous, and her destiny is mysteriously linked to the fates of Barty and the man who stalks him. At the age of 3, Barty is blinded when surgeons reluctantly remove his eyes to save him from a fast-spreading cancer. As the boy copes with his blindness and proves to be a prodigy, his mother, an exceptional woman, counsels him that all things happen for a reason, that there is meaning even in his suffering, and that he will affect the lives of people yet unknown to him in many ways. At 13, he regains his sight. How he regains it, why he regains it, and what happens as his amazing life unfolds results in a breathtaking journey of courage, heart-stopping suspense, and high adventure. His mother once told him that every person's life has an effect on every other person's. And Barty's eventful life indeed entwines with others in ways that will astonish and move everyone who reads the story. So that is a super long synopsis, but there was no way I could really condense that down. But I do remember that about the book where the boy's eyesight comes back and everyone's like, you don't have any eyes. So it's kind of weird, right? Yeah. Oldest Living Confederate Widow Tells All, a novel by Alan Gurganus. I feel sad for him. In here it says that this is through a voice of a woman who lived through it all, but I don't actually know if this is based off of true events or not. You can guess what this is about. It's about, her account of the Civil War, of course, but it goes beyond that. It's also the gender-inspired, domestic, and eternal. So I'm assuming this is going to touch on issues in the 1800s about women, their rights, their expectations from men or themselves even. And so that's another big reason I was hoping to read this. The 8th book is The Casual Vacancy by J.K. Rowling. And I actually have started this. I made it to page 48, but it's been like 4 or 5 months, so I need to I want to read it over again. This one is about the death of a man and how his death like ripples out and affects everyone. And it also delves into other families and family drama. Barry, the guy who died, he leaves his chair in the council empty, and so thus begins like a huge war to get it, because they all want to see different things for their city. And yeah, so I've liked what I've read of it so far. It's really good. This is the same J.K. Rowling that wrote Harry Potter. It is not a child's book though. It's actually really, what is happening right now? God. It's actually really vulgar and definitely an adult book. But I mean, I like adult books. Let me get my cup, and now we're gonna see what my April, what should I call it? April big read? We'll call it a big read. What my April big read is gonna be. It's like I want to root for something, but most of them sound so good that I couldn't pick if I tried. It's probably why I haven't read any of them yet. All right, here we go. Oh my gosh. I got The Forgotten Garden by Kate Morton. My goal is to read this along with my other books in April, and I'm really looking forward to it, but it is, you know, a big book, but I can do it. We got this. Anyway, so if you guys are interested, you should definitely do this as well. It should be fun and interesting. I would love to hear what big books you guys are going to be reading. If you do this, let me know in the comments, and let me know if you have a channel you'd like me to come check out, because I love finding and connecting new people on the internet. Not on the internet, that's creepy. On YouTube. Like-minded people. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and make sure you give it a like, subscribe if you haven't already, and click the bell so you get notifications, because I guess videos aren't even showing up in subscription boxes now. So if you're really into my videos, which you know you are, go ahead and click the bell so you're notified every time I upload. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!